Crypto just won the war? Did the SEC say that secondary sales of coins are not a security? Is John Deaton a hero? Next. Man, is that a big article that we're going to go over today? We're actually going to hear the voice of the man, the myth, the legend, John Deaton. That article, we're going to find out, hopefully within the next 2 days or 3 days, who put the money up to bail out Sam Bankman, the fraudster. And do we really want to know about Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Before we just jump into all that, let's go hit that subscribe button. She beat me to it. She wanted to get off her Dungeons and Dragons high horse. Let's jump right into it. Gary, what happened yesterday? SEC settles on security claim in LBRY case. Community calls it a big win from crypto. John Deaton, the man, the myth, the legend, he is fighting with 75,000 other crypto enthusiasts that have and hold XRP. Well, let's go listen to what John said about his conversation with the SEC and the judge yesterday. This was in the LBRY case. LBRY lost that case. They lost badly. They weren't represented properly. They didn't see how it took to beat the SEC. SEC's beating their chest. But in a November hearing, the judge brought it up on multiple occasions what to do with the secondary sales of the LBRY coin. SEC said, I don't care. But we do care, because if you're an XRP holder, you know that this is what all the marbles are for in the SEC case. Let's go hit that button. John,
would have been within his discretion. But the judge literally said that he's been thinking about secondary market sales, and he's been thinking about this issue, the token itself, for a long time. And when we got the amicus briefs, it made him think about it even more. And he wanted me to hear it out. And so we did the best we could. You take your victories when you can get them. And then nowadays, when we can get any victory in crypto, when we have a war against crypto, you take it. And, I wish Jeremy Kauffman and LBRY the best. They were valiant fighters. And I should say that when that transcript is released, you saw a little bit of it tonight. When it's released, it should go to every one of the senators and congressmen on the banking committees and the financial services committee, because it is powerful. It is an American entrepreneur standing up and saying, okay, we lost, I'll accept it, but tell me how I can now do this and comply. And the answer is, we don't give guidance. And so everybody have a good night.
Well, thank you, John Deaton. You got the judge to admit and say, and then kind of force it upon the SEC to say secondary sales is not a security. This is what this whole fight is for with crypto, with the SEC, and with Ripple. They don't care about what the SEC thought of back in 2013. In fact, they've been to the SEC on multiple occasions over the years, and not once did the SEC say that Ripple or XRP, the coin itself, was a security until Bill Hinman and the Jay Clayton, I didn't want to call him a scumbag. We don't want to call people scumbags because they were absolutely getting caught with a hand in the cookie jar with cash. But it looks like Gary Gensler, who picked up that flag and carried it forward, is now looking worse and worse out there. This is all Ripple really wanted, and this is a huge win for crypto overall. I know a lot of crypto coins out there. I know Ethereum Foundation, they don't care. They're just hiding in Switzerland. Bitcoin, I just saw that the news article about, we know who Bitcoin, who Satoshi is. That guy's in hiding. You betcha. Your biggest cryptos are all in hiding, or you take like the secondary ones like, Solana or anything else. They're what? They're an island in the Pacific or somewhere where they can go hide out there, running away from U.S. regulation. Hey, Gary, go after Solana. That's who you want to go after. They manipulated their price. They screwed people out of money. But instead, you're probably meeting with them, having drinks and going to adult entertainment clubs while they're paying you millions of dollars in your account. So we all know that this has been happening. It's dirty, dirty business as usual in Washington, D.C. John Deaton, you are an American hero. Next. Well, here's another big step. Judge rules identities of two parties who backed Sam Bankman-Fried's $250 million bond can be revealed. We want to know who did this. It doesn't look like his parents had the wealth to do it. So with that being said, I know that you only have to put a tenth of the money down, which would be $25 million you have to put down. But why keep it all secretive? It just keeps looking like, Sam Bankman-Fried, who just sent money and ungodly money that were depositors' money to all these different senators to get favors. Maxine Waters. Who else? Who else was on that big committee? Oh, that's right. Anybody on the Financial Services Committee all received donations, huge donations from them. Were they all blowing kisses at him? We know Maxine Waters was. What was Nancy Pelosi doing? Collecting money from him. Obviously, she was collecting money from him and telling who else needed to be there. And of course, Dirty Gary Gensler was out there meeting with him. Of course, not looking at his financials, not caring about the U.S. public, general public, and the depositors. He just cared about how much money can be siphoned through all the different ways that SBF did. I don't care if it's a $20 handshake or whatever. And this is my personal opinion. I literally feel that if you were to go back and look at Congress, especially Gary Gensler, where his wealth was at 12 years ago and today, there is no way he can show that he gained all that money, that $100+ million of money. There's no way he did it in salary. There's no way he did it in perfect trades. He was handed money, hand over fist money from all these crooked people, including Sam Bankman-Fried. Next, Elon Musk wants to make Twitter payment system to accommodate crypto. Guys, it just makes sense, right? He now has gone to the U.S. government and said that he wants to make Twitter part of a payment system. So he filed for a license. FT, as Financial Times has reported this. We know this, obviously Dogecoin, which he's been kind of pumping a little bit here and there over the last 4 or 5 years, has really taken off. He did, though, report in his company's earnings that he lost $140 million in Bitcoin, but he kept it on the balance sheet. It is what it is at this point. Anyone that kept it for the entire year of 2022 has lost money. You can ask that to a lot of different companies and different maxis out there who's taken it in the shorts. All right, let's jump into NFTs. Emi, our producer, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Have you played Dungeons and Dragons?
I have not.
You have not?
I have not.
Okay. I thought you might be someone that had done in the past.
No, I have not. I hear it's very fun. I've just never actually gone to the dork gathering and done it in real life.
Dork gathering?
Yeah.
Do you know any dorks that play it?
Yes.
Wow. Boyfriend material?
He is my boyfriend, yeah.
Ha! Ha! Is that opposite attract, or you're being dorkanized?
I don't know. We'll check
back. Come on, tell us. Inquiring minds want to know.
I guess now he plays Dungeons and Dragons in his cool Supreme hat, so I think it's a bit of both.
Supreme
you don't know anything I just said. Okay.
If that's some kinky shit you do in your bedroom, I don't want to talk about. Let's get the headlines here. Dungeons and Dragons reverse course on NFT ban amid backlash. Please tell us about it.
Okay, so Dungeons and Dragons has a feature-length movie that's going to be coming out with quite a few big actors. So I guess they had originally thought about doing some sort of NFTs or something to go along with it. They decided not to. They had decided that there was going to be no NFTs or Web3 things made out of the Dungeons and Dragons lore. Well, I believe with the new movie coming out that they decided to change that, and they are going to be doing Dungeons and Dragons NFTs, it looks like.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, here's kind of a a drawn or an artist scene in there. I know it's not going to be, cartoonish. It's going to be kind of real. It's real life stuff. So, but that's pretty cool. I think that, at one point that people felt that, again, NFTs were just kind of a fad, come and go, like laser discs, if you're old enough, or, 8-track tapes, whatever. But I think that as they realize it, it's becoming more of a money-making activity, especially for films, bands, all different genres. I mean, as we've been reporting yesterday, what do? The DMV is going to have it for car titles. In California, we saw in New York, they're going to use it for just payments on taxes, crypto. They're passing that bill. So we're seeing the adoption. I think this is why it doesn't make any sense not to have NFTs and keep that memorabilia when you go watch, the movie.
Yeah, especially because Dungeons and Dragons is its own complete world, right? So it's like essentially like you go through this like choice-based story, essentially. Let's just break it down to that. So I see this as something that they could easily do NFTs of, and I think kind of like how Game of Thrones they tried to, but it didn't go very well and it kind of flopped.
Yeah,
I think Dungeons and Dragons can do something making NFTs because they have a whole world to pull from. It's its own universe. So we'll see what happens. But I do think that the movie's going to do really well, and that could mean the NFTs could also do very well.
Right. Well, very, very cool. I think that, when it's all said and done, we're just going to see this just become a norm. We're not going to go back and forth, banned, backlash, banned, backlash. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to do it. Just, go for it. It's just another money-making activity. Now, we did mention Game of Thrones. We were all way disappointed on the art. The art was just terrible.
Yeah.
What they did with it was just, horrendous, Yeah, it was so dumb. So
okay, and then our last one.
NFT trademark filing suggests top companies are committed to Web3. Guys, we've been saying this over and over about how many companies are filing patents in here in Web3. So it's crazy. So yeah, give us a little bit of update on this.
Okay, so Mercedes-Benz, specifically the S-Class and the G-Class, as well as the Maybach, they filed a trademark to do NFT, metaverse, and crypto in that, as well as Yves Saint Laurent, YSL. They're another really high fashion luxury fashion house. This is jumping in. And then I don't know what beast mode is. I think this is, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what beast mode is, but Jameson, the whiskey, is also filing. So I think this just shows more and more conglomerates getting into Web3 and wanting to do metaverse spaces, NFTs, and some sort of crypto. So this is really cool.
Well, we'll go over some of the things that we've been discussing last 6 months that are in this space they're all filing trademarks.
Man, Gucci, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Prada, Burberry, Moncler, Sephora, like it just goes and goes and goes.
So I think 2023 is just going to be the norm to do this. It's not going to be the exception.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So very cool.
Well, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. I'm very happy to spend a few minutes with you. If you like everything you hear, hit that like button. Otherwise, if you have any questions below, go ahead and leave a comment. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.